All right, folks, what is up? This is One Big Bugga, and I am coming at you with Euro Truck Simulator 2. I know we're supposed to be continuing on with our wind turbine delivery, but I decided to update Pro Mods because a new Pro Mod had come out. It was updated for 1.19, as well as a hot fix that fixed a few little problems with it. And I added on the Poland rebuilding map pack made to work with Pro Mods. So hopefully I've got all the new things loading properly. I've got them in the proper order so that everything works right and we don't run into any issues. So of course, when you tend to update map mods and things like that in the middle of a delivery, the game goes, oh, you can't have that. So we're just going to end your delivery. We're not going to penalize you. We're going to drop you back off of your home garage. So that's where we are. Our delivery was canceled. We didn't lose anything. We're back at our home garage. That's just how it goes. Now, before I do anything else, I want to find me a garage. Okay, so I pull out of here, left, right, left. Okay, left, right, left. Why is my parking brake engaged? I forgot which button turned it off, honestly. I was supposed to go left, huh? Well, that's alright. I'll just go this way. Please, nothing coming. And then I'll just turn this way, go straight all the way across. It all works out the same. I want to repair the truck and get some rest because I'm probably still tired. Let's take a look. No, actually, surprisingly not. Oh yeah, we had just rested, so we're not tired. All right, so I don't need to rest, but I want to repair the truck. To be honest with you, I wasn't overly happy with the last delivery anyways, mainly because of that phantom crash that happened. I don't know what that was all about, but I wasn't happy about it because that was a 2% damage to the truck, 2 to 4%. I think it was 4% because we're 4% damage, but it could have been 2 or 3, and the rest was just from the drive. Hello, scary. But whatever it was, um, it really just kind of upset me that it even happened. So, let's just service the truck. I don't care about the money. We'll be fine. Oops. I forgot to hit escape. All right, so let's take a look at our new freight market, where we are located, which is here. Oh, 2 man trucks, 20 tons each. Wow, that goes all the way back up to Iceland, but it goes to the back of Iceland. I like that. We got 33 tons. This goes into Poland, and this is part of the new map, the rebuilding. So this is interesting. 33 tons of beer delivering Guinness. We got a 43-ton excavator that's kind of going to the same area, just not quite as far. This is 31,000. This is 35. The only reason this is 56,000 is because you have this ferry, all of this ferry, and then you got to drive that. I kind of want to do this delivery, but I'm like enticed about the 43 tons, but I'd like to go deeper in too. Man, this is a tough one. This is a real tough one for me. Because see, this is 29,007 per kilometer. But again, the only reason you're getting this much is because you're going to be spending a lot on ferries. It's closer to these values. This is 27.67 per kilometer. Price per distance. Yeah, see, the best value per distance is the excavator. You know, I think for the sake of argument that I like to take big and difficult trailers, as much as I want to go to the back of Iceland, um, and see the area I didn't see, I would rather take a I'd rather take a trip into the rebuild, to the Poland rebuilding, and take the excavator. Plus, it's 43 tons and it's an extra big trailer. Can you like reverse better than that, please? Thank you. Oh, come on, red light. I don't mind that. We're turning, so... Well, that bus is heavy loaded. He's squatting in the back. For a minute, I thought that said Maui Bus. That's megabus.com. We do actually have a public transport here in the Maui Bus, finally. It's been installed for a while, and it's had runs added to it. The kinks worked out, and it's really good because until that bus transport went in, there was no local transport. There was no public transport. So a lot of people couldn't get places they had to go unless it was a taxi. And taxis on Maui, in all due honesty, are very expensive. They're more expensive than any taxi I've ever taken. And that's because there's really not any competition. You know, you either work for a certain taxi company or you don't. And not all taxis, I think there's like maybe two companies. There's one where, I'm not sure how it works. I know that there's one company on Maui. I don't know if the other one is like independent, you're an independent taxi driver and you work with a dispatcher. I'm not sure how it works, to be honest with you. The only thing I know for sure is that it's ridiculously expensive, as most things on Maui are. Alright, I'm gonna have to swing this wide. That bus is coming awfully fast. I'll probably have to stop for fuel because a lot of fuel, it was a loss of money for that other delivery because I lose the fuel and I lose the expense of having to repair my truck without getting paid for that other delivery. But I feel that it's worth it. I've got the updated map mod. Why are you going so slow? I've got the updated map mod, plus I've got an add-on pack for it. So I've got, well, I've just got more. Another reason I kind of like to take this delivery versus other ones is because it doesn't have a ferry. Every delivery I've taken, I think, has had a ferry, except for maybe the first one or two. For maybe the first few where I couldn't, uh, because I couldn't go far enough or something. But I've taken a lot of ferries recently, and I want to get away from that. I'd like to do some land driving. And this is going to be a challenge. This is a 43-ton trailer, and I don't have the most powerful engine in the game. At least I don't have the most powerful engine for this truck, let alone the most powerful engine in the game. Most powerful engine in the game, of course, belongs to the Volvo line with their 750 horsepower. I really hope to see a new MAN truck come out soon. I really like to see a new MAN truck come out soon. The DAF was really good. The new Volvo was pretty decent. The new Volvo, to me, the first two not the first two, but the two expansion trucks that came after Iveco, the Iveco Stralis Highway was a little different, but I guess you could kind of lump it in there as well. The Iveco Stralis Highway, I probably should do this while I'm trying to turn up the volume on my headphones a little bit, because it's something I always forget to do. There we go. We get on the highway just to get off the highway. Okay. But yeah, oh, this isn't gonna be very fun. Oh, it's not that bad. Especially if I take up both lanes. Now, there's only one lane. I'm just driving in the breakdown area too. That's alright. There was nothing there. So, the Iveco Stralis, although it sounded different, wasn't all that different from the Iveco. I think it may have been a little bit stronger in terms of just torque and all that, but I'm pretty sure it had like the same engine. And I don't think you could get a 6x4 axle for it, or chassis rather. And the Volvo, the big Volvo, although it went over well with Volvo users, was really just a it was really just what am I trying to say here? Is a visual upgrade. You know, it had new body, but the engine was the same, the tranny was the same, everything else was pretty much the same. It just looked nicer. And the Streamline, well, that was basically a Scania R with even less body modification than the Volvo by far. The Volvo looked like a whole new truck, even though it really wasn't. The Scania Streamline it was the Scania R with slight body modifications. It wasn't until the Euro 6 when you finally got an actual good new truck, one that was up to the years, with new engine, new design, not just new looks, but new engine, more power, and overall just felt and sounded and looked like a very different and better truck. And that also holds true for what I'm driving here, the new Mercedes Actros. It's far superior, far superior to the old one. In looks, in engine, in handling, everything. As I said on my list, basically, everything about it was a major improvement, which is one of the reasons I'm driving it. Because I think overall it is the best starter truck in the game. Except for the Volvo, but I don't. I'm not overly fond of the Volvo. I'm just not. I think it's a cheater truck for starting. Now, if you want to use it, that's fine. I don't think anything positive or negative against you. I just don't like it. 540 horsepower to start on the base model. That's that's a lot more horsepower than any other truck gets, by far. So I just really feel like it's a cheater's truck. So I just personally don't like it. I like to make a lot of modifications to my truck, and that includes the engine. Well, what fun is it if you don't have an engine upgrade to look to, or something like that, you know? So, frack, man, give me my, give me the Mercedes, which is why I took the Scania and actually fell in love with the Scania when I very first started playing. Man, the Scania was awesome. It was truly awesome to me. Upgrading it and upgrading it and upgrading it and adding on and tweaking it. It's just as much fun as driving it. So, I went into my own thoughts there for a minute. I'm sorry about that. So that's why I didn't like the Mercedes that much. It wasn't very much. I mean, you could only upgrade the engine twice. Well, with the Scania, I think you started out at 320, then you could go 340, and then 400, and then I think 450 or 60 or 480, and then you had the 540, and then you had a 6 something, and then you had a 730, which was the big engine. So you could upgrade as you went. I thought that was really cool. Plus, you get the fun of struggling with bigger trailers with a weaker engine, and then later on you can come back and get an even bigger trailer, or a trailer, maybe a trailer that's the same weight, but it's a different type, and you can get that for give him a couple honks. That usually helps speed the AI up. Yeah, there he goes. You could usually get that for oh, I don't. I just forgot what I was talking. My mind just totally train wrecked. Okay, I remember. You can get a trailer with the same weight, but is a different type of trailer, and you come back with a more powerful engine, and you realize the difference between um, when you last towed. Sorry, car, I didn't mean that. When you last towed the weight and towing the weight, you know, with your new upgrade. Glad I saw this, because I almost didn't. Sorry, dude. I am going to take up the middle of the highway. I'm going to use my hazards just to help with this corner because there's so much traffic here. Just till I get around the corner. And it's always like this. You go really slow until the highway comes together and then they speed up again. Why am I struggling? Must be a bit of an incline. My dog was giving me problems today. My younger one, my puppy Bella. She made several messes on the floor within rapid succession of each other. And she does this thing where she'll grab something she's not supposed to. In particular, she likes to eat things off the ground when I take her out, and I try to stop her. It doesn't always work. So I, I scold her, but she just kind of looks at me while still chewing, like, yeah, whatever. And so now I've gotten to where I approach her and I, get up close to her and scold her, and sometimes I'll even, depending on if it's a second time or not, I'll give her a little, the little pack on her rump and reprimand. And she does this thing now where you approach her, she doesn't run away from you like full on run, but she'll put some distance, very quickly between me and her. Like she thinks that's going to make a difference. And the only thing it actually serves to do is piss me off even further. And so, what I do with her at that point is I give her a really kind of almost like a growl, yell, telling her, now I'm mad, and then she'll usually stop. She's been really ornery today compared to how she usually is, and I've been very, very upset with her. Although if I turn around and find a mess on the floor right now that I mention it and thinking about it, dude, you're running bobtail. I'm running a 43-ton trailer. How am I going faster than you? So, anyways, as the case may be, if I turn around and find a mess behind me when I'm done with this, it's actually not her fault. I know after 5 o'clock, because I don't take them out very often after 5, because they're two small black dogs and it's dark out and I can't see them very well, until I get a flashlight anyways, that it's not going to be her fault. I know to have a pad down at this time of the day. I'm thinking this is going to be an interesting trip, especially when we get to Poland. I'm really looking forward to it. I think this is the first time I've been in 12th gear, or at least the first time I've been in 12th gear for any significant amount of time. And I'm still not up to that much speed. Fortunately not, because the speed limit just became 90. I'm gonna need fuel. The question is, should I just stop and fuel now, or should I continue rolling? I should probably continue rolling just to keep the momentum. I mean, I can see the gas gauge here, and if we check, I should be alright. I mean, most of our trip is gonna be highway by the looks of it, so there should be plenty of fuel stations along the way. Famous last words, I know. I promise you I'm going to turn that rumble stripe off after this game. I'll try and remember to do it before I end this recording. But in case I forget, I will turn it off next time, even if I have to stop the recording and start over. I gotta be really careful on these corners because it would be so easy for me to tilt. As you know, I drive a bit harshly, to say the least, and I sometimes go whipping it around corners. A lot of it because I'm not paying attention, just to be fair. But either way, I do have this tendency to come up on corners pretty hard at times and go around them pretty fast. I'm towing 43 tons. I cannot afford to do that. I could go a little bit more if I had a better chassis. If I had the tail lift chassis or the actual 6x4 chassis. But seeing as I don't have either, and I'm just on the standard 4x2 chassis, yeah, I don't think so. I don't think I will be I don't think I'll be wanting to storm around too many sharp corners. So you see like these S curves coming up. I'm going to have to pay real attention as I get close to them. I thought that was the moon over there for a minute. It's just a water tower. These corners don't seem too bad, so I can just keep the hammer down. I've still only reached 103. I haven't reached my cruising speed of 105 yet. And I'm not going to because I'm losing speed on an uphill. Four, five, woohoo! It won't hold, but I did it. Interesting is promoting an off-ramp, but I don't see one. What I see is farmland. And more farmland. And more farmland. Man, I still would have loved to have been a trucker. I really would have. My dad, you know, best intentions, man. Well, you know, when you get back to the mainland, you could still try. Well, not that my age would prevent it, but I'm on disability. I will never be approved for a CDL, ever. So there's that. I know I'm not talking much right now. I'm a little bit out of things to talk about to start with. And to top it all off, today was another bit of a difficult day. woke up in a bad mood again. I was depressed all day, thinking about my wife. That loneliness had set in again. I'm doing a lot better now. Whoa, that's exactly the kind of corner I was talking about. But yeah, a bit of a hard day. Uh, I'm getting a little bit better. I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow. Tomorrow's the big tell. Tomorrow is the have I lost any weight since my last doctor's appointment. I don't know. I've gone to McDonald's. On average, I've broken my diet at least once a week since I started it. And that could easily be enough to put the weight that I was trying to lose back on each time. Especially when I broke and went to, what was it called there? Serpico's, and got all that Italian food. Yeah, when I got all that Italian food and I just chowed down on it, yeah, that was actually pretty bad. But I still hold out hope that I lost weight, and I'm also going to hold out hope that I'm going to lose more weight because I am pretty much broke. Plain and simple, broke. I have $20 for gas, $10 to go to the doctor's tomorrow, $10 to go to take my dogs to get fixed on the 25th. I have $11 spendable on my card that I have that I'm going to use to get something to eat when I take my dogs down, because I'm probably not going to eat breakfast before I leave. So I am a little concerned, I'm a little concerned tomorrow. But I'm not going to have much of a choice but to stick to my diet for the entire month of August because I has no money. I has no money. Pretty much. Also going food shopping tomorrow. I don't need a lot, surprisingly, but I'm going to I'm probably going to increase the amount of fish I have because I think I only have one fish patty left. So I want to get some fish. I have plenty of chicken still. I want to get some fish. I don't need any other meat other than fish. So other than that, it's veggies. I just need veggies and I need breakfast. Breakfast I can cover with eggs, and then I just need something to go with the eggs. That's the hardest part I'm having is breakfast. I could content myself with 2 egg sandwiches in the morning. Just the eggs on bread, or even, half a sandwich. Or 2 eggs on 2 eggs together in one sandwich, or 2 eggs, each egg on not half a slice, each egg on its own slice, and then, ooh, this corner makes me a little nervous. Each egg on its own single slice, and then fold it in half, or each egg in its own sandwich. Either way, I could be content with that every freaking morning. The problem behind that is bread. Yeah, bread. Bread not only doesn't keep very well, of course you can freeze it, but it's a little bit expensive. I think I would be best with like having each egg, having each egg on a single piece of bread. And let's say that I could even take it down to 1 egg if I wanted to, but I like 2. I could have each egg on its own slice of bread, and then maybe I could do like a turkey bacon or something. Uh, Although that's not real bacon, it's good enough for me. And I could do like a one or two pieces of bacon, or even half. My wife actually used to do bacon the way you cut a small piece from the very top across all the slices, and it actually lasts longer that way. I could do that. I could try and get some bacon for the morning, some lean bacon at least, or something else. I don't know. I haven't got my breakfasts figured out. But for my lunches, another bag of potatoes. I still have plenty of garbanzo beans. Another bag of potatoes and green veggies, basically. I said the hard part is just I could do tuna fish for lunch too. I could honestly just do tuna fish for lunch, but again, bread. Bread's hard to keep. Doesn't last as long as it could, and it goes very quickly. And I don't have the money to keep replacing bread. So I'm not sure. I am honestly not sure. Plus, I gotta buy my garnishes, which I usually get A1 sauce, Worcestershire. I think I can actually go without the Worcestershire because I haven't been using it that much. I've been using A1 sauce. Yeah, we're getting tired. This looks like the perfect place to call it a rest, right here. Well, not here. Let's just fuel up here. Might as well fill the tank. Downshift the gears. That's a lot of fuel. That's a lot of fuel. And then we'll rest up ahead. There's like a legitimate resting place right up here that we can use. Which I think would fit us much better. You're just not going to do it, are you? Because of the trailer. Just because of the trailer. Right. Let's get our rest. It's daytime now. We don't need our lights on anymore. Let's rehook up our trailer. All right. And I don't know if it's going to proceed or be after, but I'm going to be uploading one of my World of Warship games, a replay that I recorded. And as you know, new series, new games, and me always a little touch and go in the beginning as I work everything out. I think I have the recording quality maybe a little bit too low. I may try to up that. Um, a little bit for that, but we will see in time. We'll see how it looks and how it goes. But other than that, folks, I hope you've enjoyed watching this as much as I've been enjoying bringing it to you. Until next time, this is going to be One Big Bug, and I'm going to be signing out. I'll see you next time.